any type of biomass. That lignin we have extracted in our laboratory. Generally, biomass for energy conversion, we are emphasis on crop residue, which is a waste.
Right, right. Seen in US, for example, is that in the name of biomass, what they do is they cut down forest area and they use those trees as biomass.
For biodiesel or bioethanol, that can be used. Crop residue can be utilized instead of cutting the trees. On biofuel, if we can divide, one is the advanced biofuel, one is the conventional biofuel. Now we are very, very much interested on microalgae production. Green algae you can grow in a proper environment.
So subsidies, government subsidies then here play a role. You have been to US, Brazil, Sweden, Finland, Hungary, etc. So how do they differ from India? You have co-authored a book on nature-based antioxidant for biodiesel. How's your writing experience? How's life in Assam? Like there has been massive floods, and with climate change getting worse, the situation will deteriorate as years pass by.
As childhood, I can say my village was never experienced such type of flood. Certainly with climatic change.
So what excited you about the energy field?
Morning time I play badminton. Very, very friendly. I am so friendly person. I'm very much friendly with them.
I can see that. An
Yeah.
amazing spirit from you, I can feel. Like I'm enjoying talking to you, to be honest.
You know, everybody knows that same lesson to me, hard work.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 20th episode of PodChat. Today we have with us Professor Dhanapati Deka from Tezpur University. He is the head of the Department of Energy and specializes in biofuels and biomass. He is also a member of various associations like the Assam Science Society and the Solar Science Society of India. Welcome to the show, Professor Deka.
Thank you.
So, can you please tell us more about your research, what you do, what are your topics?
Okay, actually, right now I am also Dean Students Welfare and my headship was completed on 2016. It is a 3 years term.
Okay.
So now I am a Dean of Students Welfare.
Okay.
That is continuing from 2017 still now.
Okay.
And so I am heading a biomass conversion laboratory as a principal investigator in Tezpur University, and I happen to work on biofuel, especially on biodiesel production.
Okay.
Biodiesel production means some production from catalyst. Generally, biodiesel production we need oil. So then this oil generally we are use cooking oil.
Okay.
And then we need certainly some catalyst, and this catalyst we are using organic catalyst. Mainly we produce the catalyst from the biomass itself, and this biomass generally we suppose that is mesopera banana. That some banana, this peel of the banana, this is a very important. Is one of the catalysts. That catalyst can be convert the oil or any vegetable oil 100% conversion to the biodiesel.
Okay.
So and another work we are working on algal biodiesel. Algae, we are producing algae in our laboratory, microalgae, and that microalgae is converted to either biodiesel or bioethanol. And I already had a good numbers of international collaborative projects. One project I already completed in India and Finland, Obo Academy University, Finland. Another project I completed with India and Brazil. This is also from algal biodiesel project. Then another project I completed in Indo-Hungary. That was also some lignite cellulosic biomass. That whatever biomass we are generally found outside our vicinity. All this biomass can be converted to the either bioethanol or maybe biodiesel also by some conversion methods. That project also I was associated with, and this 3 project has been completed. International project, and another international project with the Hungary itself. I am working on lignin as a valuable product, from the lignin conversion to valuable products. That also right now this project is going on.
Which product?
Lignin, that means suppose biomass. Generally, biomass 3 product is very important, and that is biochemical that is constituent. One is the lignin, one is the cellulose, or the hemicellulose.
Okay.
In the earlier project which are Indo-Hungary, we work on the conversion of cellulose and hemicellulose to the valuable products and biofuel,
And
chemicals and
what
biofuel.
is the source of these cellulose and hemicellulose,
This
semicellulose?
is the cellulose, hemicellulose. This is generally crop residue. This
Okay.
crop residue, yeah, crop residue. This conversion of crop residue to the cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. And then next, this current project is on the lignin. This lignin can be. Lignin is an important component of the lignin cellulosic biomass, especially crop residue or any type of biomass. That lignin we have extracted in our laboratory, and this from the lignin we are trying to delignify it, and from the lignin we are just on the process of producing some valuable chemicals for required for the industry, which is now has been produced by the industry from the conventional fuel. That
Okay.
part we are doing now.
So I didn't get this term. What is lignin?
Yes, yes, lignin. Actually, there generally any type of I want to say biomass,
Okay.
especially crop residue and this type of biomass. If you suppose wood, if you see the wood is a hard one. Why it is hard? Because wood component is important. What are the component? One is the cellulose, hemicellulose. Cellulose is a 6 carbon component, and hemicellulose is a 5 carbon component basically.
Okay.
And beside this, cellulose and hemicellulose, that means they are carbohydrate. They contain carbon and hydrogen and oxygen. And cellulose is a polymer of glucose, and hemicellulose is a polymer of pentose 5 carbon along with some glucose molecule, that means 6 carbon molecules.
Okay.
Majority of the glucose. This is the completely carbohydrate.
Okay.
But other part is there. This is called lignin, which is a one aromatic ring also been there.
Okay.
And this lignin, carbon and hydrogen also been there, but lignin has the capacity to have a more chemical bonding
Okay.
with cellulose, hemicellulose. Then for this chemical bonding capacity of the lignin, it gives the strength to the system. Ultimately, if lignin is more generally it happens that this system is a more strength. It is more tight. This is the one of the concepts for the lignin. And lignin can be separated. Some process is there that when you separate the lignin from the lignin, we can break down it. We can break down the lignin, some process. Then when you break down it from the lignin itself, we can produce the biofuel. Biofuel,
Okay.
suppose, ethanol, or suppose some other products. But mainly lignin, from the lignin, main product we are getting is just some chemicals.
Okay.
This
Okay.
because earlier industry they are producing from, I would say, conventional fuel. This is necessary for different products, plastic, other some products, paint.
Okay. Okay.
That can be produced from the lignin itself.
All
That
right.
currently we are doing on that project,
Okay. Okay.
and some of the research scholar of mine doing also now currently, but we are not getting the project. We are trying for a project biohydrogen production. This is a
Okay.
very important one right now, because now from the carbon I'm going to say energy source to hydrogen energy source, shifting is going on.
Right.
Because if we burn carbon, ultimately carbon dioxide will produce. That will be a pollutant. But if we burn any hydrogen energy, that means ultimately product will be the only water, heat and water. So hydrogen energy, a lot of thrust has been given by the government of India also, and all over world. So some of the research scholars are working on for their PhD work biohydrogen production from microalgae, or by some dark fermentation process, or microalgae from microwave assisted pyrolysis for
Okay.
hydrogen production. These things also going on in my laboratory.
Okay. All right. And so regarding the so you said that banana peel is used as a catalyst, but then what is the actual raw material that is used to convert it into a biofuel? So what is
Biodiesel.
Yeah,
Biodiesel.
yes.
The raw material we are currently using used cooking oil. Suppose we have a restaurant. After restaurant, this fried and these things after this completion, whatever oil is becoming a waste oil.
Right.
Okay, that waste oil we have collected from the restaurant,
Okay.
especially from our hostels, also university hostel and our hostel cafeteria.
Okay.
This used cooking we have refined it again, filtered it, and this cooking oil we are using as an oil source, because for biodiesel production, biodiesel is nothing but a fatty acid methyl esters. If
Okay.
you use methanol, so that is fatty acid. Generally, we are generally getting in vegetable oil or animal fat. So easily getting source is the One is the used cooking oil,
Hmm.
or some of the seed oil also. Seed oil, some seeds of the some of the plant. They also have the, I would say, this fatty acid oil.
Okay.
That is triglyceride. It is usually triglyceride, but instead of going for some seed oil to extract the triglyceride or
Hmm.
oil, we are using used cooking oil.
Okay.
So this is an easy source we are getting it.
Okay. And for biomass, what are your sources?
Yeah, yeah, biomass.
Yeah.
Okay, now for biodiesel production, three components is important. One is the oil.
Yes.
Next is the suppose either methanol or ethanol. Generally, we are
Okay.
using methanol.
Okay.
And third is the catalyst. Some catalyst is necessary for conversion.
Okay.
That catalyst we are using for, you are not generally we are not taking sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, which is a inorganic catalyst. We are using organic catalyst, and organic catalyst we are producing from the biomass itself.
Okay.
And one of the example I give you, banana peel.
Hmm.
This is a very good catalyst we are going to get in our laboratory.
Okay.
And this banana peel, it gives lot, I mean, 100% conversion. Then another is the cell, some cell of the molasses or other things. These cells that is the hard part of the this type of
Okay.
animals. They have a higher amount of calcium carbonate.
Okay.
So that can be converted to some mix oxide, calcium oxide.
Okay.
Other things. This calcium oxide also very good catalyst
Hmm.
for conversion.
Right.
This is a different way we are working on. Renewable. We are giving it name as a renewable catalyst because
Hmm.
we are getting a renewable source is there,
Right.
and we are not using inorganic source.
Got
So
it.
we are,
Got.
yeah.
So I wanted to touch upon this point because what I have seen in US, for example, is that in the name of biomass, what they do is they cut down forest area and they
Yeah.
use those trees as biomass. So it is kind of they name it as a renewable source, but actually they are causing deforestation and actually they are emitting more carbon in the process of making that biomass. So
Yeah, that's
these.
right. That's right. One thing actually I saw. I went to Sweden and other I would say country also. Especially when we visited Sweden for some conference, other things. They took us some plantation, biomass plantation,
Okay.
and willow plantation, and it's a short. There is generally they are interested in short rotation forestry. Suppose within 6 months they can go for harvest, or 1 month is very better. So 1 month again they go for plantation. If this type of short rotation forestry for biomass is grown,
Hmm.
then I think this biomass problem might be less. Biomass, that means cutting, after that biomass is not grown. But Sweden, we have seen this. That is a good experience we got, short rotation forestry. But in our place right now, suppose in India and our suppose in this
Hmm.
northeastern region, lot of biomass is available,
Hmm.
and plantation also going on. So that should we have to keep in mind that plantation should be done because otherwise this cycle will not be completed.
But another point to that is like the need of to tackle climate changes right now, and we
Yeah.
are cutting down forest trees that have been sequestering carbon for thousands of years. But if we
Right.
plant a tree right now, that will grow up in another 1,000 years or so. So
Okay.
it will take another a century or so to become that big to sequester that amount of carbon, which already the existing trees are doing already.
Okay.
So
So that's right. That from that point of view is okay. But what happens? So plantation, first we have to see how much we have planted. Plantation is also important, and this is a plantation. Plantation is a per year or per cycle that we have to take it account. That is not that suppose today we planted, we forget about this. It is not that. Then when it's grown, then this plantation when it's good, then other trees can be cut down so that this will be, I would say, compensate the whatever you lost made for the biomass utilization. Generally, for that reasons, generally biomass for energy conversion, we are emphasis on crop residue, which is a waste.
right, right, true.
This is where they, and generally we are working hardly on algae. Now we are very much interested on microalgae production.
Hmm.
And what is the advantage of microalgae production? We have a one raceway pond we already constructed in our laboratory. So whatever actually I would say microalgae production is that in a room itself, if you provide the required light for the microalgae, it will grow. That is one of the advantages. That means you need not to cut trees, but the green algae, what is other way it is called green algae, that green algae you can grow in a proper environment.
Right.
Ultimately, this green algae will be the most efficient way we can use. That
Right.
is the one of the way. So that was mainly for biodiesel or bioethanol that can be utilized. Crop residue can be utilized
Mm.
instead of cutting the trees.
Yes.
For the direct, whatever you are telling about the direct burning, suppose it is called endothermal power I mean, say generation. Biomass from the biomass just like coal, we can generate power also. But we can avoid this
Right.
biomass to power.
Right.
Instead of this other way you can produce biomass from biomass to other fuel.
Yes.
So yeah,
Right.
that
Right.
is we can do it. Then I think this problem can be solved. And
Right.
one important thing I'd like to tell you from the biomass itself, it is not only that we are only working on bioethanol and biodiesel production. This is a it becomes just like a conventional, I would say, biofuel. Biofuel, if we can divide, one is the advanced biofuel, one is the conventional biofuel.
Mhm.
Now people are known about the biodiesel, bioethanol. These are become conventional,
Hmm.
but some advanced biofuel is there, which can be again produced from some from suppose from that means from the crop residue or other things. That means we can use some platform chemicals.
Right.
This platform chemical means they can either use for after production that chemicals from the biomass that you can use either for chemical production
Hmm.
or you can use either for I would say fuel production, biofuel production.
Right.
Likewise, some advanced biofuel can also be produced. That is also possible, but it is in the either demonstration stage, it is either pilot stage. It is not coming to the commercial stage because of
Right.
some other problem is there. Cost not cost effective.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is also possible
Right.
now. Yeah.
Right. Right. So subsidies, government subsidies, then here play a role where they can reduce.
Yeah, that is also some possibilities there if subsidy is there. And I teach before commercial, certainly you also know if you go for commercialization anything, that industry and other things should be convinced that okay, it will give us some
Hmm.
benefit from us others. This is the
Right.
now problem is going on. This is
Right.
the yeah, yes,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have been to US, Brazil, Sweden, Finland, Hungary, etc. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how your experiences at each of these places was, and what were you working on? So that you have already answered. And so how do they differ from India? Like how those places, the work environment and the culture differ from that in India?
Okay, my experience is that we are also suppose scientifically we are also doing some work. We are also involved in academics, and I have seen they have the I just to be frank enough, whatever they have the instrument or facility they have maintained is very nicely.
Okay. Right.
Maintenance is big problem. Suppose you also have maintenance. We have also some lot of instrument we have,
Hmm.
but after maintenance sometimes it create problems in India.
Hmm.
I feel so, but I also be very honest. In our India also some good institution, some university, IIT, all of that they all are there. They are also been doing lot of good research,
Hmm.
but maybe sometimes we are unable to get focus or we are not come forward to get all this to for a commercial level. This is
Hmm.
the big problem.
Right.
And whatever they produce, whatever they got in the laboratory for foreign countries, whatever I feel myself, immediately they go it for commercialization. That
Right.
means industrial tie-up.
Yes.
Industrial tie-up is very fast for
Yes.
them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
whatever they produce, they immediately discuss with the industry and the final product. But our interest is that some level of the we are doing up to some level. Suppose research we have done, we may have some patent, might be
Hmm.
somebody might have some paper, good papers, journal papers. I have also good lot of good journal papers I can say. So whatever is at that after that level, this commercial
Yes.
part we forget about this. This is
Right.
the gap I think right now we have in
Mhm.
India. And
Right.
another problem is that for that gap, suppose a lot of industry we are trying to cope up here,
Hmm.
maybe associate with them, but they are not come forward. They are always
Yes.
doubt it whether they will get the industrial product, whatever they require or not from our
Right.
project or from finding.
Right.
That is the I think generally I feel.
Right, right. And how
Yeah.
is the collaborations between inter-department collaborations or inter-university
Yeah,
collaborations?
okay. Our generally this collaboration generally happens when we got some call from either from DBT or DST or some funding agency of India.
Hmm.
This is a joint collaboration or international collaboration it is generally called. After that, we should have a select one university or some scientist from other countries where collaboration is advertised, and that countries if some scientist is really interested with us, our working, I would say, subject, if they are very much interested about working areas, then they might have collaborate. When they are interested, then we have to submit joint project to the funding agency.
Mm.
And when funding agency, there is some lot of norms might be there, you also know. So up to that norms, if we cover the norms and if we can satisfy, and because it's a big competition to get international project,
Right.
after that, if you get it, then collaboration like we exchange visit of the scientists from them also, from our side also, and exposure to their laboratories. Some samples, suppose we are unable to do here, then that sample analysis we can go there and send them also. They also send to us some samples to analysis, and sometimes most of the times we are going for joint publications with them, visit. Sometimes we took our student also for long duration of visit to that. That is the then our student can learn lot of things because exchange will take place.
Yes.
Mind exchange, discussion.
Right.
These ideas, these things is very important.
Right.
Exchange. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I meant that. So, how are multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary projects in India as compared to the countries that you have been? So, because I have seen in India, people don't talk to each other much. Like, an engineering department won't talk to a science department faculty much often than they should do to work on certain, because nowadays things are not getting domain specific. Those are kind of new innovations and discoveries are happening at the intersection of various fields. So, how is this picture in India as compared to the countries?
India, in our university also, there is a lot of multidisciplinary, there is a center for multidisciplinary research.
Okay, great.
And already, because most of the research now, most of the research is multidisciplinary now. So,
Yes.
because one department cannot solve one problem.
Yes.
And so it is we all departments. Suppose in my project, mostly I took help of the Department of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology. There is a co-PI from there. Another, I have a co-PI from a Department of Electronics and Design. They are also one co-PI with me. And because I had in my Indo-Brazil project, I had a one robotic algae harvest system where I purchased a robot also.
Okay.
So underground, how algae can be processed. So there was a robot person was there in the electronics department.
Okay.
He came up with us. So
Okay.
this is otherwise it is not possible that only my way energy to produce biodiesel.
Right.
This is not always sufficient to get a good result.
Right.
I cannot. These things is there, and even some humanities, social science and humanities department also associate with us, especially sociology. So how it will impact to the society? That is some sociologists is also necessary for this. Environmentalists, how will affect the environment?
Right.
Environment, if we release the environment, these things. So this is generally it is happening in India. A lot of area, I would say, institution and people they are also involved on this. Our university also, I already told you, there is a center for multidisciplinary research. They are
Right.
also very good, doing good results. Even I got one student that day. He is a PhD student. He took how yoga, if we have a yoga on subject, he is a subject on yoga.
Okay.
How it will be chemically, health and others. It can change our body. He is a chemistry person, but he is taking his yoga as a subject.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So like all these things are become multidisciplinary. And one chemistry professor, I saw him. He took some multidisciplinary project on that was arsenic removal. How arsenic removal
Yes.
then health problem removal, whatever he arsenic health problem, other things. Then he is taking the person from different, I would say, subject, so that project will be successful.
Right.
Like I
Great.
can say, yeah.
Got it.
Now
Got it.
multidisciplinary is very important
Yes.
to get a good result.
Right. Right.
And what perhaps you know already, this multidisciplinary system already abroad. This has already been done a lot of years. But they are also now doing on this work.
Right. So you're right now serving as a dean of student welfare. So how is it in terms of like responsibility of work? Like, is there any enjoyment as your time for research keeps on decreasing as the bigger the administration position is? So
Now you have very important question you asked. Because Dean of Students Welfare is a very tedious post actually, very tough post, whatever I feel. But
Okay.
I I conducted it 7 years already. I done it. I don't know why university is not releasing me. I am trying to get. They have extended my position. It is very difficult. And generally, afternoon time, generally I used to go to the Dean's Welfare Office for my
Okay.
academics. And I spend there around 4 hours. After that, I come back to my department.
Okay.
Suppose I take some break, and again up to 9 o'clock, sometimes I have to work with my research scholars. So
Okay.
problem is that when I visit the Dean Students Welfare Office,
Hmm.
when I have to be inside the problem of Dean Students or students problem,
Hmm.
I forget about my research. What I am actually. It's very difficult. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, dimension is very different.
Hmm.
The students, because students, perhaps all of you know, you also know very nice. Students' problem is multidisciplinary. Their problem, lot of problem might be there.
Right.
Some are not getting hostel seat.
Right.
Some having some fight, that means, I mean, says fight with some fellow students,
Hmm.
or somebody are not getting, I mean, say good food. Lot of dimension they have come, but
Hmm.
in our office, I have two associate dean students welfare also, two professors. They are with
Okay.
me as associate dean students welfare,
Okay.
and along with all of the hostel 30, there is we have a 15 hostel. Each hostel 2 wardens is there. We have a big group. Somehow we are running. That is well to say very nicely running. Now problem are solving anyway. We are very proactive to solve the problem.
Great.
That is we are doing now right now.
Great.
Yes, I
Great.
don't know how many it will run.
Great.
And I really confessed, as you asked me, is when I, as a dean students welfare, I really compromise my students, my this research students.
Hmm.
I'm yeah, they are attachment with them,
Hmm.
discussion with them. Really, I have to compromise sometimes,
Hmm.
because sometimes I become after a lot of meetings, and
Right. Right.
as a dean students welfare, administrative meeting is a good numbers of administrative meeting
Yes.
is there.
Right.
Every time I have to attend the meetings. If I had not been there,
Hmm.
then again VC or that is register call me. Please
Hmm.
sir come. This is the problem is arise here.
Hmm. Right.
This is general things for everybody. That's
Right.
yeah. So some university perhaps dean students welfare is exclusively as a dean students welfare. There is no research and other things.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think this is not good because I should not come out from my research. I am interested in research also.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
I am interested in teaching also. This is the case.
True. True.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have co-authored a book, a nature-based antioxidant for biodiesel. So how was your writing experience in it, and any anecdotes you want to share?
Oh, this books.
Yeah. So the book
It,
that you've written, nature-based antioxidant for biodiesel.
yes. That's certainly a very nice question about. Regarding books writing is a very tough job also, because because reference and others, whatever you are going to write, maybe it is a copyright. This is a big problem.
Yes. Yes.
Might be copyright also with others. They have to see this. Certainly language, English languages have certainly been there, but you can take help of others, also English language, other things. But mainly copyright is a big problem. So big problem with for books writing is a copyright,
Hmm.
and that also we have to see very reference whether reference we have been made it or not, and what is our own but this idea. Writing the books that has to be reflected in the content. These things I
Right.
got it. Yeah. Second books also I am trying, but I have not yet built this position, because I
Right.
am leaving this position might be this year.
Okay.
Then I think I get some time. Yeah.
Great.
7 years plus or some months. So I want to leave it now. It cannot be go ahead like that.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So how's life in Assam? Like there has been massive floods, and with climate change getting worse, the situation will deteriorate as years pass by. So how do you see this moving forward?
Regarding climate change.
Yes. So like there has been the massive floods are there in Silchar, especially it is.
Yeah. That is maybe one of the reasons of the climate change, because otherwise, from my childhood, I can say whatever flood we have experienced in our people who have experienced this time, it was you did not get it like way. So heavy rain.
Yes.
So heavy rain, and it's difficult for the government agency also, others also, and for the people also to think about that flood has come immediately.
Hmm.
A big wave flood has come. I can say my original home in a village near Guwahati, and this that my village was never experienced such type of flood earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
this time, this my village also in my home itself, my younger brother dad told me, home itself this flood has come, all is inundated. So big problem. I don't know how this is certainly this climatic change because other part of India it is so hot.
Yes. Right.
From that hot point of view, we are safe. There is a when there is something is happening, certainly some unwanted things happening. Certainly, it is due to the climate because it is certainly related to the climate.
Mm.
This is I believe.
Right. Right. So you were born and brought up in Assam itself.
Yeah, sure.
Great. So how were you used to spend your childhood days? And so did you decided when did you decide that you want to become a professor and go towards academia?
Actually, how I my decide to be a professor,
Yes. Yes.
academic. That means academic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, my father was also a teacher.
Oh. Okay.
My elder brother is also teachers. My
Great.
maternal uncle was a teachers, two maternal uncle. So
Great.
generally, we were very want to have
Hmm.
a teaching profession.
Hmm.
Okay, this is the generally happens actually.
Right.
It is a hereditary and this. When I saw my teacher, very good life. He is a teacher, very nice teacher. He was a
Hmm.
very respectable teacher.
Hmm.
So I thought this is the profession suit me. So accordingly, I and my education after that I got a chance also here as
Okay.
a assistant professor, a lecturer at that time. I joined in 1995, and I have my confidence in myself that I'll do something. That is also one of the part. Second part is that I'll give good teaching also. That is also that
Yes.
confidence I had. So accordingly, I proceed myself for in this teaching process,
Hmm.
professor.
So what excited you about the energy field? Like why you decided to pursue it?
Yeah. It is certainly there because energy field very important field for important fields because energy is the very backbone of the economy of any country.
Hmm.
And our India, for conventional fuel point of view, we have to spend around 70% of our income to import oil.
Hmm.
This is one of the thing.
Okay.
And and another thing is that biomass field I saw biomass is a multiple. I mean, the use it is a multiple use from the biomass. Suppose somebody can use it directly firewood, somebody uses it for building materials. So lot of use is there,
Yes.
and and it contains carbon and hydrogen. So
Hmm.
air is containing carbon and hydrogen. This conversion is a problem matters. So conversion and these things certainly it is a very interesting become interesting subject for me. I should not say that solar wind are not very important. That's also important.
Hmm.
But as a bioenergy, because I'm working on bioenergy, I feel it. Bioenergy still lot of I mean say things has to be done from the bioenergy for energy point of view because lot of conversion process are not yet mature, and there may be some new conversion process might have been arise during the working during the research might be, and we may I believe sometimes we may get some very low cost biofuel also in
Hmm.
future after working on this,
Yes.
or whatever process still already known to us that may be maybe cost effective. Lot of suppose I use I mean say organic catalyst, renewable catalyst.
Hmm.
This is only directly you can process. That means preparation process is very simple
Hmm.
instead of going from inorganic catalyst. Like some process may be developed like.
Right. So, has there been any role model in your life that you like admire or someone you do?
Yeah, role model actually my guide, my PhD guide and my professor,
Hmm.
Professor Dulankar, he died already, died untimely died. So he did work. He did work and produced artificial petroleum,
Okay.
artificial petroleum from Nahar seed, iron wood, Nahar seed. The
Okay.
Nahar seed he produced artificial petroleum, and he was invited by Nobel laureate Melvin Calvin in US. He worked with the Melvin Calvin also.
Okay.
So as my guide was on that line also, and he encouraged us a lot to work on this field
Hmm.
because he did some work on biogas also,
Okay.
biogas.
Yes.
biogas from kitchen waste, other things, and lot of findings he, I
Hmm.
would say, contributed to us. So then I thought that from waste to tree, waste to standing tree,
Hmm.
there are lot of possibilities there for biomass to convert to the energy.
Right.
So I got a lot of interest in it.
Right, right. Got it. So, what is your long-term vision in, like, maybe how do you see your life after 10, 20 years? What do you want to achieve in life, like, after?
Yeah, yeah. It is very difficult to speak the what. Actually, I am working on a environment. I that is I have a very PhD scholar. He is working also on this alkyl biofuel. So my interest is like that. I don't know whether I can achieve or not. So suppose in a home people can produce biodiesel
Hmm.
or bioethanol for their need.
Hmm.
That can be if there are possibilities there. We're working on that mode.
Hmm.
Suppose they can produce algae in their home. Algae that means algae can be algae from the algae they can extract
Yes.
oil.
Yes.
Then they can or they can suppose ethanol production is very easy process in the home.
Hmm.
That can be some scientifically you can I mean to say improve it. What so the people can get some oil or I would say either ethanol or biodiesel in their home itself. Very easy process,
Okay.
cost effective. Already biogas has been installed. I already earlier also I did work on biogas. A lot of biogas plant has been installed in our village areas,
Okay.
but that is some biogas plant are not working well. So
Hmm.
that is this problem are there. So people should be given some I mean, say, confidence that if you use this
Hmm.
I would say new system or new energy production you can produce in home
Hmm.
without any hassle.
Right.
That level I am trying so that I can give something to people.
So, can edible oil can also be extracted from algae or not?
Which oil?
Edible oil, like
Edible oil. Actually, some mainly edible oil. That algal oil it is not edible, but algae. Some algae is there. Microalgae is there. Some different species are there. Algae is not only one species. It's a
yes,
very
yes.
big species.
Right.
Some species from the some species of algae, some nutritional, some protein. This
Okay.
thing because already you know some this cake has been made from the algae and it has been supplied to the some very remote areas
Hmm.
especially the army, other things that is already been done. So wood can be used, but species should be different.
Right.
It's
Okay.
not maybe not the same species. May edible oil till now I have no any idea whether edible oil can be extracted from algae.
Okay.
Whatever algae species we are using now, this is all are non-edible.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. So, what do you do in free time? Like, what are your hobbies? One, like, once you get free from your research work and when you go home.
Yeah, generally morning time I play badminton. I
Okay.
like to play badminton morning time. We have a one group, university. We play
Okay.
badminton. Yeah. Sometimes as I also did working and I just want try to busy. Generally, my nature is that I want to help the peoples. If
Hmm.
somebody is then when I visit my village areas also I just visit different my village peoples. Though if they need something,
Hmm.
sometimes I contribute from my pocket whatever I can give. It is not possible.
Hmm.
This is one of the hobby that whatever people are suffering that I want to
Hmm.
just help them. And for the student also, that the student there is a dean students welfare. So might be I make them very friendly with them and visited their hostel. What is happening? Is any problem? Like way, that is my extra time I utilize like way. And now sometimes I sports related TVs this program also I like to view on this whatever
Great.
these things these things are good.
Good. And how is your relation between with your research scholars? Like, is there kind of a friendly relationship, or what kind of thesis you have with them? Like, is it kind of that mentor student
For my
relationship, or
research
what?
student,
With my yeah, with your
you
research.
ask about a relation with my research student.
Yes.
Very very friendly. I am so friendly person. I am much very much friendly with them.
I can see
And
that.
most of the time they organize some tea party or some yeah, other party also. They invite me. I enjoy with them.
Great.
I don't mind that they are my research student, but my objective is always very fine.
Mm.
Sometimes I call them in my home also. They prepared food in my home. My
Okay.
missus and my daughter is there. They prepared food. Yeah, everybody enjoy it. But due to the COVID, these things was become
Yes.
less.
Right.
After I think this again we get up, again we
Hmm.
get yeah.
Hmm.
Now we can do it again.
Great.
Yeah, I'm very
Amazing.
friendly with the people. All
Amazing.
together. Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
lastly.
they love me because they love me because I very much friendly with them. And whatever I feel myself as a teacher, when one teacher is very friendly with the student, keeping that I should be a teacher, that difference should be kept.
Hmm.
When I'm friendly with the teacher, then I can able to know their actual problem, what they are
Right.
facing actually.
Right.
They are not hesitant to express their problem.
Right.
They express it me very friendly. Okay, this is a
Hmm. True.
then I can solve also very easy.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, last few questions. What has been your some major life obstacles, if you can share some, which and how you overcame those moments?
Yeah, major obstacles. If I can tell you, this is major was on the say one of the from my academics, mainly research, because uh, whatever I am working, it is a very to say it is a somehow new field to me.
Hmm.
Number one, number two, the facilities to be developed. It's a big struggle for me.
Hmm.
And after that some project has come. From the project I got by and university also supported me. It's I mean to say this is a I overcome this. Then I have established my laboratory. That is the case. So this is one of the things. And another are some family affairs also. Not my own. It is my joint family. I have a joint family in my home place.
Okay.
So other some family problems sometimes we have to face it
Hmm.
because we were five brothers, one sisters, and all are now married and everybody has their own family.
Right.
And my two brothers was died in a road accident.
Oh.
Sometimes this also give my two elder brothers. So
Hmm.
these things I have to face in my life. Anyway, that has been overcome now. Everything has been settled. Sometimes
Hmm.
something always come to the. I feel everybody's
Hmm.
having this in their life. Something
Hmm.
has come very bad. Bad
Right.
things. Bad time has come. That
True.
I overcome. And now my research laboratory is I think okay fine. Family also fine. I am just working now, and now I am 55. Maybe another 10 years, 65. I can do all this my research and works. I feel so.
Great. An
Yeah.
amazing spirit from you, I can feel. Like, I'm enjoying talking to you, to be honest.
Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
last question. What is that one life lesson that you want to share with the audience?
Life lesson for the audience as you have asked me and about to share. You know, everybody knows that same lesson to me, hard work. We have to do hard work. If you don't do hard work and if our aim is not, I mean to say, clear, then very difficult to achieve. And I am not achieving all. I am also trying to achieve. I am trying to do, but I am not living hard work. I do hard work with my whatever my academics is there, what my research is there, as well as the students welfare. That part also hard work. But I am doing it, and hard work should be there, and you should be very composed on this, and your heart should be very very good. You should have a very good heart to everybody.
Hmm.
Suppose one student has come to me, I should know that he is a student. He has might have some problem at this stage. If I think that he is coming me to annoy me, he coming to give a problem, that is a big
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
One research scholar has come to me, sir, this is the problem. If I scold him, why you cannot solve yourself? You have to do this, all these things. So this is not sometimes you
Right.
should have a good heart. This is a good heart. You should have a good heart,
Right.
and and my nature is friendly nature. I think
Hmm.
be
Yes.
friendly to all.
Right.
If you have a friendly nature to have, that means
Hmm.
whatever you show yourself, that will be shown by others also. That is
Yes.
whatever I feel.
True.
And love each other. Love is important. You have to
Hmm.
love to others.
Hmm.
If you don't love to others, others will not love to you.
Hmm. Right.
That is what lessons I have actually learned till this.
Hmm.
And so students like I think like me. I don't know students like me. So If some student problem is there, I call them, come, what is the problem? Please tell me. I say,
Mhm.
so that means I love them.
Yes.
I love the students. Lot of nuisance students. This is students' life. I tell you, students will always do lot of nuisance. This is the time for doing of them. I should not forget my student life. When
Yes.
I was a student, what I did.
Right, right. Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. This is student life. They will do it, but how you solve it? How friendly you can spoke to them?
Hmm.
This is important.
Absolutely
Yeah.
true.
This is, thank you. I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor Dhanapati. It was I
Thank you.
thoroughly enjoyed
Wonderful.
talking to you.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. They have given giving me an opportunity to talk to you. Really, the nice time I spent today. I forgot it also, but today very nice, nice time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Bye.
You also very lovely person. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope you loved the episode. Subscribe to our show and see you next Saturday.